And this is a video review of the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy Leader Class Astrotrain. Now, first off, before we proceed, I'd like to apologize for my absence last January. It was a very hectic month for me. So between my real life work projects and the house move, I've been very busy as of late. But I'm now back, and I plan on going back to my usual 1 to 2 reviews per week. That is assuming Hasbro starts releasing figures here in Melbourne again. Now, I do plan on doing a collection update sometime soon, but one of the benefits of the move is I've been able to set up my figures. So just a quick look of what I have, and if you find something interesting that you want me to do a review on, just post it on the comments and let me know. Now anyway, let's take a look at Astrotrain here. Now Astrotrain here, as you all know, if you've been watching the other reviewers and the comments online, he is one of the more divisive figures, similar to his friend Shockwave. He is basically a Voyager class or Voyager size figure, given a lot of extra parts, and then sold off as a leader. Compared to Shockwave though, I do believe that this guy is way better off. Aside from transformation complexity, he sorry about that, he does have a lot of moving parts, and I think that alone justifies the price point. But you might disagree with me. That's just my personal opinion. Compared to Shockwave, he is a lot heavier. He has a lot more moving parts, and he is a lot more complicated in my view. Now, starting off with the accessories, he does come with 5 different guns. Now, unfortunately, during the move, I wasn't able to keep the box and the manual. The manual's somewhere here. I'll have to find it out, but yeah, so I don't know the names of these weapons. Anyway, oops, sorry. It comes with 2 of these guns, which look really nice. Molded in this black plastic, no paint. There is some hollowness, but all in all, I think the hollowness is placed in a way that it's not clearly visible, so that's good. It also comes with this standard Astrotrain gun. So this is what Astrotrain's gun or default gun looks like. He also comes with this missile launcher array, I guess. And my favorite weapon, he also comes with this Gatling gun, which looks really nice. And it looks really cool as a Gatling gun for smaller figures. Apart from that, he also comes with this, I don't know what to call this, box thingy. And it has rolling parts underneath on both sides, which is good. And he has this connector port that works with Astrotrain's shuttle and train mode, which I'll show off later on. Now this thing does open up, and it does have ports where you can store all the weapons. So you just put the weapon there, put this one here, put this one there, straighten it out. Yep. Put this weapon the other way around, put the weapon here, and this one there, and you can actually close it up. And I'll show this off later when we go to vehicle mode, but yeah, you can close it up, and it's basically a sort of assassin's briefcase for Astrotrain here, which is really cool. Now, as you saw earlier, I did have him post with a few blast effects. So he doesn't come with blast effects of his own, but he does work well with Jetfire's blast effects, or even Omega Supremes one, although Omega Supremes tend to be a little bit heavy, and it does work on all of his weapons. So works with this one as well. You can even put it here. There are ports there as well, so you can have his missile array shooting actual missiles, which is really cool. Now he can hold all of his weapons, so there are a lot of ports on him. So port there, of course on the hands, here on the legs as well. Even have ports there, so you can really arm him up if you want to. So oops, sorry about that. Put the gun there, put that gun there, put this on the shoulder, on the other side, so it doesn't look like a dork. Maybe put this one here as well. So all sorts of options you have. Even put some on the legs. Yeah, so you can really, as with all other Siege figures, you can really arm him up. Now his weapons do combine as well, although I'm not really a fan of this kind of thing. If you are, it's a good thing for you. So what you do is you combine it, the Gatling gun with Astrotrain's default gun, like so. Now on the side of the Gatling gun there are 2 ports here and there, so you just port this one here, port the other one on the other side, and this one does have a hole underneath there, so you can port it right there, and he can hold this just fine. I mean, like I said, I'm not a fan, but you can do it if you want to. It's an option, and options are always good. Now this thing, there's no real good way to combine this thing with Astrotrain from what I see. You can combine it, you can remove these and combine this with Astrotrain. I'll show that off later when we do the size comparisons, and it will form sort of his boots. But this thing, there's no real way of combining it, so you do have the option to so twist that and then port that at the back, but that gives him a ginormous backpack. I don't know, I don't like it. And I don't know, maybe you can put a smaller figure there and pretend he's, you know, Luke carrying baby, carrying Yoda or something. There's no real use for that. You can also open this up, make it a little bit thinner, but no, still no good use for that. So I just leave that to the side most of the time. Now for articulation, he is pretty well articulated in my view. So his head does go up and down a little bit, go all the way around. The wings will be able to splay back if you need more space. The arms go that much out. It should be able to go around, except it's hindered by the wings. Upper arm swivel. He does have a double joint on the arm, which is nice. No wrist swivel, but it does go in and out. He does have a waist swivel, which is always good. his legs go all the way out. If you move that forward, his leg does go forward. Doesn't go much back, but you don't really need him to. About 95 degrees on the leg, and he does have a nice ankle tilt as well. So you can put him in a lot of dynamic poses if you wanted to, which is good for a leader class figure. Now for some size comparisons, here he is with Siege Sideswipe. Here he is with standard Marvel Legends figure. Oop. Worthy Cap. Here he is with another deluxe, one of the bigger ones. Here he is with Impactor from the 3-pack. Here he is with his fellow leader, fellow Decepticon leader, Voyager class Soundwave. They're about the same height. And just so we have a leader class comparison, here he is with Siege Galaxy Prime. So yeah, Galaxy Prime and his mold mate Ultra Magnus are still the biggest of the leader classes. Now, as I've said, you can put this on his feet, and what you do is there is a hole there, peg there, and there is I don't know if you can see that guiding tab there, which will go right behind there. So what you do is just peg that in. Oh, there's another guiding tab there, which will go just behind that other tab, and that should go flush on the feet. There you go. That does add to the height, but not really much, so you won't notice it on a leader class figure comparison, but it makes him a bit taller than Soundwave. A bit taller than Soundwave here. Still, he still is a Voyager class figure. Now, as you may or may not know, and you should if you're a real Transformers collector, Astrotrain here is a triple changer. So he transforms to both a train as well as a space shuttle. And because of that, he's probably one of the cooler Transformers. Which kid doesn't want a robot transforms into a train and a space shuttle, right? So yeah, let's start with the transformation to train mode. So first thing, you'd want to remove this, and be careful though. This is only held by that tab and that swivel. So when you pull it out, I tend to hold on to that as opposed to just jerking it off, because I'm afraid that swivel will wear out in time. Do the same with the other one. Just support that part as opposed to just pulling it out. Now, okay, so with that off, let's do the transformation. First thing you do is unpeg the arms. So these purple piece pegs on that. Focus. There's that tab holding that purple piece, so I'd be careful with that as well. Just pry it with your fingernail as opposed to pulling it, because that might break as well in time. Now unpeg the back, so the back just pegs there and there to the back. Where is it? Losing focus. Don't lose focus. unpeg here. There you go. And that allows you to push that out. But before you do, what you want to do is rotate the arms here, push the hand in, and then as you can see, there is a tab there and there is a slot there, so just fold this together so that it slots in and it stays flush. Do the same on the other arm. Make sure it stays flush. Yeah. And then just rotate it in forward and they will rest together like that. Up train mode, so stay like that. Now these pegs go up there. The feet unpeg, so that peg will peg focus camera into that hole in robot mode. Unpeg that, rotate it to the back, and just camera peg it to that hole there. So just peg that in, peg that other side in. Now accordion the legs out. I still don't know where it hooks together, but somewhere inside it does hook, as you can see. So rotate that out. Do the same for this other one. And then rotate this nose cone so that it goes inside the body. Now unpeg that piece, unfold that piece, rotate it out. Do the same for the other side there. Now you can peg the front of the train together, and then this whole assembly just fold in, so those tabs will slot into that and hold it in place. Then that tab will go to that slot and that tab will go to the other side slot. Okay. 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 Now unpeg this part here and rotate it down. Unpeg this part and rotate it down. These will just peg there and there. Now for the last part, rotate this down. Rotate this down. Oops, before you do that, rotate this out. And then rotate it in. Rotate this out and rotate this in. And this will just peg there. Peg there. It's not a hard peg, but it will rest there. And then this one just rotate down. And last part, rotate this down, and there are slots there and there are two pegs here, so they will just rest. Let's open that up first so you can see. Peg there, and then just push this entire front part of the train down. Push there. Okay. And that is Astrotrain in train mode. Now this is an awesome looking train mode in my opinion. Maybe one of the best train modes I've seen. in a transformer for a long time. He does have all of these working wheels, which is nice. That's this front, which generally does look like a steam engine. The top can be cleaner, but it's okay. Looks good at the sides. He does have these thrusters at the back, which is fine because Astrotrain does retrain his thrusters when in train mode. Not much of disguise, but anyway. At the bottom there is, his head is visible and you can turn it around. The only difference being you can see the back of his head instead of the front. Now, I apologize to any viewers. I'm gonna show you something that you cannot unsee, that I'm surprised no other reviewer has pointed out. As you know, he's a train and he moves along, should move along a track. But if you look forward, you can see there are 2 wheels here and the other wheels are there. So does that mean he moves on 4 tracks? Again, sorry, I didn't want to point that out, but something to note of. This, the 10 wheels here will have its own set of 2 tracks, but the front will have its own track, which is, you know, unfortunate, but what can you do? Take what's given to you. Focus, camera. Now, this thing you can actually use, rotate this the other way, there you go. You can actually use this as a sort of, I don't know, it's called caboose. I use the boots, combine them together, and peg this there. You know, it's like, I don't know what it's called, but you can put it on the back and you just look like a train pulling something. Now the wheels are also not aligned, but not as bad as the front. And it does give him some length. You know. He does have a lot of ports as well here, so you can put on his weapons. You can also put that there. It looks like he's actually, there's actual smoke coming off in front, which is nice. Now, to transform him into spatial mode, you just remove this. First thing you do is unhook the wings. Open it up, unhook the wings. Open it up, rotate this to the back. Rotate it to the back. Split the legs. Now compress the front part again, and then you rotate that to expose the nose cone now. Oop. Then peg the legs together again. Oops, sorry. Need to split that. Need to split that whole thing as well. So you need to fold that in. And then put it together. Now you can close this thing off the same way you did in train mode earlier. This one you can unpeg and repeg at the bottom. Unpeg, repeg at the bottom. Now that tab you can open up and pull that out and rotate that around to cover his head, and then peg it back together. And you can actually just remove this again. And you can actually, if you can see, there is a groove there, and you can actually sandwich that in between. See that slot there? You can actually sandwich it into that slot. and that keeps it in place. And there you go. That is Astrotrain in his spatial mode. Now, I like the train mode a lot better. That's not to say that this shuttle mode is bad. There are a lot of gaps and everything at the front, but I don't personally mind it. From the side, front and back, he does look very good. Underneath is okay as well. And that thing just moves around. Nothing you can do. It's just this part that looks bad. At the back, he does have his traditional 3 thrusters. Yeah, it looks really good. Now, if you have Omega Supreme, you can take his small effects parts and plug it in at the back here. And that looks really nice on Astrotrain, in my opinion. Now, you can still combine this way, though I don't know why you would want to. Maybe you want a longer shuttle. It doesn't have thrusters there, so I doubt you can fly with that. But how this actually interacts is you can actually open this up. Like so. And you can either, oops, sorry. Okay, this. Can't remember how that goes. Maybe just this way. You can put the shuttle like that, which is not, you know, just basically putting Astrotrain on his backpack. The instruction says that, I don't know why. The other thing you can do is you can rotate this. Take this. And you can actually plug this there. And that becomes sort of a launch pad for Astrotrain here, which is also nice. Now, the other thing you can do, if you have Omega Supreme, which I do. Now, I won't show the entire Omega Supreme. I'll just show you a couple of things. So one is that he actually has this tab, as well as on the inside of the legs here, that tab. Now, if you have Astrotrain Omega Supreme, you know that in its base mode, this transforms into some sort of ramp that small vehicles can run up, although this one doesn't really serve a purpose. Now I can tell you now what the purpose is. If you get this Astrotrain's base mode, if you look at that, that looks surprisingly similar to that. The reason being is in base mode, or in yes, as in Omega Supreme's base mode, these do combine, and alternatively you can also plug him in, albeit in the opposite direction there. Something new you learned here on this channel. Now, my final thoughts. As I've said, he is a very divisive figure. But all in all, I do believe he's probably one of the best figures in the line. The articulation is great. He does look really good. And one thing that's very rare with triple changers is all modes look excellent. We might say that the spatial mode is the weakest, but even then it still looks really good in my opinion. So yeah, now maybe the only downside to him is the leader class price point, but in my opinion, I mean, if you can pick him up, do pick him up. He is one of the best figures, as I've said online. Now if you did miss him during its release in Siege, there are some news online that states that he's gonna be coming back repackaged at the Earthrise, so that's another chance to get him. So if you missed him the first time around, wait for Earthrise, he'll be coming back. So yeah, that's it. That was my review. So if you like that review, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and do subscribe. And then until next time, this has been Grimtrigger, and this has been Siege Astrotrain. Thanks for watching.